The four horsemen of death are coming. They are bringing forth the end of the world. It will come, and it will come swiftly. It will come like a thief in the night, and it will swallow up the world. That will bring forth the end of the world as we know it. The four horsemen consist of four horses. Four men on horses that will be coming to the earth, bringing the demise and the end of the earth. Starting with the first horse. The first horseman we have to talk about is the white horse, the Antichrist. This horseman is a public figure, one that is well respected, one that is followed, one that is looked up to by millions and millions across the world. The Antichrist is coming forth, and he will not have a devil shape. He will not have red eyes. He will not have a tail. He won't have horns. He will not look like a devil at all. He will be in the shape of a man that you think that you can trust. Will it be a politician? Will it be part of the Pope in the church, the preacher? Who is it? Think about it. Who do we have that's a public figure that people look up to? We may not know him yet, but it's definitely coming. I want to wake you up, people. Open your eyes, put a stain on your brain. He's coming. He probably will be on TV. He probably will be on social media. He probably will be right in front of your eyes. But the Antichrist, it's coming. He will be a gentleman that is very popular, somebody that is looked up to. It could be in politics, like I said. It will be a gentleman in a suit and tie. One that looks trustworthy. One that you think that you can take your money to the bank on. But it's all lies and deceit. The Antichrist will be responsible for millions and millions of deaths. We've seen it in the past already. Stalin, Hitler, James Jones, cult leaders, many different cult leaders who will have their people who follow them, who look up to them, who worship them, and will be their ultimate demise in the end. We've seen it time and time again. The Antichrist is just that. He will bring forth death and destruction off of his word. Think about Hitler. You think about leaders we had, they did the same thing. They got your trust, and then they carried out their plan. The Antichrist is the first horseman that we had to shine light on. In the comments, let me know, does this have any truth to it? Who do you think the Antichrist could be? Do you think the Antichrist is here yet? Do you think we have a public figure in the limelight who ultimate demise and will be the cause of millions and millions of deaths in the future? He will come. He will come swiftly, right up under your nose. Now I want to get into the second horseman. The second horseman, he rides on a black horse. A black horse, and he's a skeleton. A skeleton figure representing plague, plague, disease, pandemic. We look back in the past, we have the influenza, You had the Black Plague. It killed millions. The Second Horseman is all about disease. And it will take its wrath on the earth. We already seen how the pandemic can lock down cities, some of the biggest cities. Also with that comes other things. These four horsemen at one time will be the end of the world. If you look up, it's already begun. Every time we look up, there's a new disease killing people, a new COVID-19. Just look at the name, COVID-19. This is the 19th installment of this disease that's out there. And we know that these diseases are man-made. They got to be man-made at this point. If you look at old diseases in the past, it killed some people in a week. You got diseases now to knock off some of the population. It has to be made up because it's one after the other. At this point, we'll always be plagued with disease. A lot of people are thinking COVID-19 is not going anywhere. It just always be a new COVID number. And this is something we will have to deal with for the rest of our lives. Get used to masks. Get used to washing your hands. This isn't going anywhere. When one goes away, another one comes. It's all part of the Four Horsemen. Disease is the second horseman that will come in like another thief in the night and will be part of the end of the world. Now I move into 3. 3 is fathom. Starvation. The world will have shortages on many items of food. I'm looking up and I'm seeing things all around the world from weather. Weather caused crops to burn out. Plants aren't growing. I just seen that a bunch of cattle died. Over 3,000 cattle died. What is the cause of that? Could be hot weather. They blaming it on the hot weather. Weather is part of the thing too. It's not a horse. It's not a horseman, but it has something to do with the cause of the starvation, cause of shortages on food. If there is a shortage on rice and beans and other crops, this used to make food across the world that other countries strive on for their food, then this is a big problem. Shortages of food is huge. You look at the past, one of the biggest natural disasters we've ever had hasn't been a tornado, hurricane. No. Hasn't been a flood. No, it ain't no flood. It's been a drought. The biggest, well-known catastrophe has been a drought. When you have no water, no rain, everything dies. Everything dries out and dies. Just imagine if we have that now. All these Texas farmers, all this land that all these people own. If we have a mean drought like back how it was in Japan, millions will die. It's all part of the starvation of the third horse and the weather. Big cause of that. If we have some messed up weather and that causes from a shortage in food, well, this, my friend, is the third horse and will be part of the destruction of the world and the apocalypse. Speaking of apocalypse, we move into the fourth horse. The fourth horseman rides on a red horse. It's red as blood itself. Bloody red horse this fourth horseman rides on. And this, my friend, is nuclear warfare. This right here is the ending. It may be the biggest horseman of them all, even though all of them are in its own, contributing to the end of the world. But this fourth one, it is the ending. It is the climax of it all. The fourth horseman is the apocalypse. The red horse and nuclear warfare. Countries into it. You're seeing it now. Russia and USA could be the big one. World War III. All the other countries have to fall in line. You've seen it a year ago. Iraq going to war with their next door neighbor. If Russia and USA, you're already seeing gas go up. You're seeing conflicts in countries. If everyone picks a side, we have World War III. It will start with Russia and USA. Russia's not playing fair. We know them to play dirty. So who's to say they won't have nuclear warfare? Who's to say they won't bomb us with nuclear bombs and that causes USA to do the same to them? Now you're killing millions and millions from this war. You're shooting missiles to each other. You're blowing up capitals. You're blowing up Navy. You're blowing up Army bases. This is the end of the world as we know it. Plus, on top of the other three horsemen together, all four will be the end of the world. And man, this has some truth to it. There is specials on History Channel. There is all kind of spaces and Facebook groups you can get into. A lot of people are farming, making their own creek water. A lot of people are going into doomsday tactics. They're already getting ready for the end of the world. If you live in a big city, it will be like crabs in a bucket competing. What will you do to survive? Leave your comments. Share. Like. Spread this. The four horsemen. They are coming. It's right before your eyes. All four of them. The red one comes last. If USA and Russia gets into it, that's what we have. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is my Southern Opinion, Eddie Steady 214. We'll holler at y'all later. If I tell you a duck can pull a truck, hook 'em up. We holler at y'all later.